In the history of aviation, there are few cases that spark as much intrigue and mystery as the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. On March 8, 2014, this commercial airliner vanished into thin air, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a global community in shock. The investigation that followed was one of the most extensive and challenging in history, with experts and officials from around the world working together to uncover the truth. However, despite their best efforts, the lack of concrete evidence has made it extremely difficult to pinpoint exactly what happened to the plane. This lack of evidence has led to a multitude of theories, each one more confusing and intriguing than the last. As a result, the case of Flight MH370 has become a tangled web of speculation, rumors, and hearsay. The more we learn, the more questions we seem to have, and the mystery only deepens. It's a true whodunit, with millions of people around the world trying to fill in the blanks. But what really happened during those final 24 minutes of Flight MH370? What were the pilots thinking and doing as they flew the plane towards its unknown fate? And what can we learn from the communications, flight path, and events leading up to its disappearance? To try to answer these questions, we need to delve deeper into the evidence and analyze the few clues we have. The last 24 minutes of Flight MH370 began like any other flight, with the pilots following standard procedure and exchanging routine messages with air traffic control. But as the plane flew over the South China Sea, something strange began to happen. The pilots' responses to air traffic control became less frequent, and the plane's flight path began to deviate from its planned route. As the plane flew further and further off course, air traffic control grew increasingly concerned. They tried to re-establish contact with the pilots, but it was too late. The plane had vanished, leaving behind a trail of confusion and uncertainty. The moment when the aircraft lost contact with air traffic control marked the turning point of the story, and the onset of a global mystery that would captivate the world for years to come. In that moment, the fate of Flight MH370 was sealed, and the world was left wondering what really happened to the 239 people on board. Theories abounded, from the plausible to the outrageous, but the truth remained elusive. Even today, the case of Flight MH370 remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time, a puzzle that may never be fully solved. In conclusion, the case of Flight MH370 is a complex and intriguing mystery that continues to captivate us to this day. From the lack of concrete evidence to the numerous theories that have emerged, the story of this doomed flight is a true enigma. As we try to make sense of the few clues we have, we're left with more questions than answers, and the mystery only deepens.